Macy's is closing its downtown Sacramento store in the next month or two. It's also closing its store in the city of Citrus Heights, about 50 miles northeast of here. They are 2 of 66 stores that Macy's is closing among 700 it has nationwide as it revises its business plan. Few people are sadder about that than Alex behind the camera. He loves Macy's. Don't let me forget before the end to tell you the connection Macy's has to the gold rush. When this store opened in 1963, it was a big deal. How big? Let's go show you. We're on the Capitol Mall overpass over Interstate 5. It's a super highway extending from the Mexican border to the Canadian border. A big part of the reason it's here in the first place and not over across the Sacramento River on the Yolo County side is that Macy's wanted it here. It said, if we're coming, we want easy access for shoppers to get to our store. Now, Eleanor McClatchy, the president of McClatchy newspapers, including the Sacramento Bee, she's a preservationist. She advocated for the freeway going on the Yolo County side, but businesses, particularly Macy's, the city of Sacramento, and the redevelopment agency that it created wanted it here. One concession is this curve you see in I-5. It's going around what the city could preserve of what became Old Sacramento, the original buildings for Sacramento. And that was a result of Eleanor McClatchy apparently calling President John F. Kennedy and asking that something be done to preserve Old Sacramento. Macy's was a crown jewel in Sacramento's redevelopment efforts started in the 1950s, extending into the 1970s. Sacramento was among the first to do this. What it essentially did was transform what was called the West End, extending from the river to the state capitol, from what it called slums or blight. In fact, a KCR reporter at the time described what became Old Sacramento as an area infested with human blight. To transform that into stately buildings, make it streamlined, cleaner, nicer, and it has turned Capitol Avenue into Capitol Mall and made it a gateway to the Capitol with these tall, gleaming skyscrapers, government agency headquarters, banks, buildings, but it also erased entire neighborhoods. Almost all of Sacramento's Japantown is gone. Almost all of Chinatown, neighborhoods of African American and Latino people, erased. Momo Club and Zanzibar Club, renowned jazz clubs, were also taken in this effort. The property values skyrocketed in these result of redevelopment, but the cost was 5,000 residents displaced, 350 businesses destroyed. When Macy's opened in 1963, it was an anchor in the truest sense of the retail definition. It was here, and then stores built up to it, and that created the downtown plaza up to 7th Street, and then K Street was a pedestrian mall up to 13th Street. And now K Street's kind of a hybrid pedestrian mall. This has become Downtown Commons, or DOCO. The Macy's opening on a rainy November day, the ribbon was cut by Governor Pat Brown. The Peanuts creator, Charles Schulz, attended. 20,000 people came to browse, and that number stayed strong throughout that first day. Macy's was the center of the shopping universe, and that has been taken up now by the Golden One Center, where the Sacramento Kings of the National Basketball Association play. DOCO was created once the arena was built, and these shops and entertainment areas have grown up around it. Alex made sure I did not forget about the Gold Rush ties. Roland Hussey and Charles Macy opened a dry goods store in the town of Marysville, about 40 miles north of Sacramento, during the Gold Rush. Roland Macy tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed over and over again until finally in New York he started a mercantile Macy's, RH Macy's, that finally hit it big, and now you have the nationwide chain. Now, the red star in the logo Roland Hussey Macy had a rooster, but he changed it to the red star. And Macy's, the company itself, says that red star comes from Roland Macy's youth. He was a whaler. He was born in Nantucket, and so as a teenager he worked on a whaler, and he had a red star tattoo on his hand or his arm. Alex is worried what will become next of the Macy's building, so as soon as we hear, we'll let you know.